Hello everyone, in this video I'll be giving a brief introduction about the meiosis which occurs in plants and animals. First of all, where does meiosis actually occurs? It occurs only in the phase of gametogenesis, that is formation of gametes in plants and animals. This leads to formation of haploid gametes. Now let us find out what does this haploid and diploid term actually means. So in this diagram it is very clear to us that we are studying 3 chromosomes. Let us name them chromosome number 1, 2 and 3. So first diagram is showing you a haploid condition in which we have only one copy of each chromosome. But the second diagram in which you have chromosome 1, 2 and 3. It is a diploid condition. That means we have 2 copies of each chromosome, one coming from each of the parent. So these are non-homologous chromosomes when we are talking about diploid structures, whereas when we are talking about haploid structures, and when we are talking about diploid structures, we have homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes means the chromosomes which have equal length, their length would be equal, their size would be equal, and even the location of alleles of a gene would be common in both of them. For example, in chromosome number 1, if this at this place there is a gene which codes for the eye color, and it is from the maternal side. So at the same location, the chromosome from the paternal side would also have a gene for eye color, and that is why, being same in length, the position of alleles of different genes are also same in the chromosomes, are called as homologous chromosomes. So at this point we are clear with 2 terms. One is haploid and diploid, and the other thing is non-homologous and homologous chromosomes. So we can say that this purple colored chromosome is different, is non-homologous to blue colored chromosome, just because it has different size and also the genetic composition of that chromosome is different. Now let's start the discussion that how gametes are formed. Gametes are formed from specialized diploid cells which are present in our gonads. Gonads means the sex organs. In females it is ovary, and in males it is testis. So there in ovaries and testis, meiosis is taking place so that haploid gametes could be produced, because haploid condition means only one copy of a chromosome. From mother will get one copy, and from father will get one copy, and ultimately when zygote will be formed, will be having 2 copies of each chromosome. That means a diploid condition will be established. Now meiosis is a specialized kind of cell division which reduces the chromosome number by half. If we human beings have 46 chromosomes, when the cell will undergo, when a specialized diploid cell which has a power of going meiosis will undergo meiosis, will result into formation of 4 daughter cells which will each have 23 chromosomes. That means half the number of chromosomes. What is the use of this meiosis? Meiosis ensures production of haploid phase in a life cycle of sexually reproducing animals. Just because in a sexually reproducing organism will have 2 gametes from male and female side. Therefore, if meiosis would have not been there, for example, say we have 4 chromosomes in each. Say an organism has 4 chromosomes in its cells. So if it is a sexually reproducing organism and this is the female and this is the male, if meiosis would have not been occurred, so with mitosis what will happen? The gametes would be formed which will have 4 chromosomes itself, similarly 4, and now when these gametes would undergo fertilization, this would result in a formation of 4 plus 4, that is 8 chromosomes, and this has completely change the genetic makeup of that organism. Therefore, if the correction is made in this process, and now instead of mitosis, meiosis takes place. The female will have a gamete with only 2 chromosomes. Similarly, male will have a gamete with only 2 chromosomes, and after fertilization, the zygote will have 4 chromosomes, which are very similar to that of parents. Therefore, the genetic framework of the organism is preserved. So, for that, to ensure a haploid phase, that is one copy of a chromosome, in the phase of sexually, it is very important in sexually reproducing organism, because in that only the gametes are fused from both maternal and paternal side, and fertilization will ultimately result into the diploid phase, as described here, that after fertilization the diploid stage was attained, similar to that of parents. Now let us find the key features of meiosis. Meiosis has a curse on it, that you will have to undergo 2 phases of division continuously, whereas mitosis is only a single stage process. Meiosis is a 2-stage process, which are named as meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. There are 2 sequential cycles of nuclear and cell division. So let us see what is actually happening in meiosis. First of all, we have a cell with 2 pair of homologous chromosomes. Say this is chromosome number 1 and this is chromosome number 2. The cell is in its resting phase. There is no command from the nucleus for cell division. When the cell when the condition is such that the cell wants to divide now, in the S phase of interphase, that is the resting phase, in this S phase, which means synthesis phase, there will be DNA replication. Now each chromosome will replicate its DNA so that sister chromatids could be produced. Now you can see that here only single chromatid is present, but here 2 chromatids have been produced. Similarly, on this dark blue, here also 1 chromatid was present. Now here 2 chromatids are present. Still we call them as chromosome number 1 and chromosome number 2. The number of chromosomes have remained same, just the amount of DNA has doubled. Understood? This is the characteristic line for S phase, when DNA replication takes place. The DNA content has been doubled. Now after meiosis 1, what will happen, that each chromosome from the homologous pair will separate after few modifications, and those modifications will be dealing in the next video. Which modifications takes place, you can just see for the time being that there is a homologous pair of chromosome, these 2, one is from the mother side, one is from the father side. Similarly, there is another pair of homologous chromosome, again one from mother side and other from father side. When meiosis 1 takes place, there is some change in the genetic makeover of these homologous chromosomes, which I have shown in the diagram. Just focus on this light blue and dark blue chromosomes. Once meiosis 1 has taken place, what happens is that each of the homologous pair, each chromosome from a homologous pair separates. But see, there is a separation in the genetic framework of this. This light blue colored chromosome now has a segment of dark blue chromosome also from here to here. Similarly, this dark blue chromosome has a segment of light blue chromosome. So there has been some modification. Similarly, in these pink and purple chromosomes, there had been some modifications in the genetic framework, and each chromosome from a homologous pair of chromosomes has been split into 2 daughter cells. Now, since meiosis is a 2-step process, what will happen now? Now each chromosome will separate its chromatids. You need to remember that in a chromosome, if I draw a chromosome, this is a chromosome. This primary constriction is called as centromere. And what do we mean by the term chromatid? Chromatid means equal half of a chromosome, which is attached at a site called as centromere. So if I draw a line from the center of this chromosome, so this is called a chromatid. Now in meiosis 2, what will happen? The chromosome will separate from centromere, resulting in 2 chromatids, and each chromatid would be sent to the daughter cell. Now let us see this thing. What is happening is that in meiosis 2, the chromatids are being separated, and you can see this whole chromosome, when split from the center, results in 2 chromatids, one with that genetic modification and other that being the simple one. Similarly, there are 4 daughter cells formed at the end of meiosis 2. That is the only thing which I am showing you in this diagram, that first of all DNA replication will take place, resulting in doubling of DNA amount, that is resulting in formation of sister chromatid. Now in meiosis 1, there would be separation of the homologous chromosomes, and now in meiosis 2, there would be separation of the sister chromatids into the daughter cells, and ultimately from a single cell at the starting, that is a parent cell, we get 4 daughter cells, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this was the meiosis 1 and 2. Now let's see what is happening in meiosis 1. When meiosis 1 is started, the parental chromosomes have replicated in the S phase, and after replication in S phase, that was the first diagram which I showed you, that DNA replication would result in formation of sister chromatids. That only is mentioned in the text here, that when meiosis 1 is started, during the S phase, sister chromatids are produced, and meiosis involves pairing of homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are the chromosomes which are equal in length and have same location of the alleles of same gene, which we get from our mother and father. There occurs recombination between non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome. Sister chromatids means if this is a chromosome and if we split it from between, so this one and these two identical halves are called as sister chromatids. And if we compare this one with this one, so these two are non-sister chromatids because they do not belong, they are not attached at the centromere. The chromatids which are attached at the centromere are called as sister chromatids. Now let us see what is happening in meiosis, that the word recombination is the best word which we can take home as a message, is that in meiosis recombination take place, and recombination means there is some genetic modifications being done so that the gametes will have a slightly different genetic structure as compared to the parents. Like if we are talking about chromosome number 1 from our mother and from our father, these will have same length and same position of alleles of different genes. Now these will come together during meiosis 1. At some stages, which we'll be learning in detail in the next video, these will come closer to each other. They will show a bond formation, and then they would slightly exchange their DNA. You can see that the color has changed from here to here. A segment of each of the chromosomes, homologous chromosomes, have been exchanged between the non-sister chromatids. These two chromatids, 1 and this 2, are non-sister chromatids because they are not attached to each other at the centromere. So DNA has been exchanged at the non-sister chromatids. This is a line which is written here. Meiosis involves pairing of homologous chromosomes, like chromosome number 1 from both the parents have come together, and there occurs recombination between the non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome. and after recombination we get a slightly new genetic makeup of the cells of the chromosomes, and this would result in 4 haploid cells which are formed at the end of meiosis 2. So with this we have completed the introduction. No need to panic because we'll be dealing with the details of this process in the next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and thanks for watching.